back, everybody. Right, we have a 9F here. This is a Chinese made Hornby model. The problem we've got here is the wheels lock up, basically. I've already tested the motor. The motor is in the tender on this, and the motor works absolutely fine. The one thing that we do need to look at though is this. Straight away I can't see any bent couplings or anything else like that, so I believe the problem is actually the wheel set itself. So I think what we will do is we will get the body off so that the body is put away somewhere safely, and then we can then concentrate on the chassis itself and try to work out exactly what is wrong. Now, admittedly, I've never taken one of these apart before, so this is a new one for me. So I think we should take that screw apart there, I think. That might be the fixing screw there. Well, I'm sure that probably doesn't help either. So there is actually a broken wire here. So we'll have a look to find out where it goes. Yeah, it connects to this top connector here. So I'll bring you in for a closer look. But yeah, as you can see there, the top connecting plate there, it should be soldered there, and it's actually broken off. So we'll get that repaired as well when we put it back together. Yeah, right, okay. Well, let's start undoing some screws and see what happens. So first of all, let's do this one in the bottom here. I have to admit though, this locomotive looks like it's hardly ever been run. The motor on it is absolutely lovely, it runs great. Right, that's that first screw out. Does that release the body? Oh, yes it does. There we go. Place that down out of the way. Let's put the body somewhere safe out of the way. Okay, so we now have our chassis. Okay. The only thing I can see odd here is this side of the coupling here is sticking out just ever so slightly more than the other. So we'll just try and manipulate that back into place. You do have to be really careful with these Chinese made couplings. These can bend so easily. Right, let's just try that again. No, it's still locking up. Right there it is. Right, okay. We'll continue. Let's get the front bogie off out of the way. There we go. That's that off, which reveals a spring. It doesn't want to come out, so we will leave that where it is for now. And let's undo these three screws on here, so you can try and get access to the axles. This one wheel here feels like it's actually but you can actually feel it binding. So I'm suspecting that's probably the root of the problem. One more screw here. There we go. That should pull the cover off. It does. Okay, which reveals the connecting plate underneath. Again, I'm unsure how this all comes apart, so I'm just doing this very gently. That's broken there. Yeah, that's snapped off there. Right, okay, we'll have to see if we can try and fix that. Let's just try and get the remains of this up without breaking it. Right, I'm going to take that screw out there. Because I think that's all part of the same thing. That's it, fetch that one out. Yeah, it is. It should all come out now. There we go. It's all out. So we've got that wire there to repair, and this bottom plate here that's been snapped off. We need to see if we can try and repair that also. And then while this is in this state, we will clean all the contact points up as well. So here we have the chassis itself. And it does look to me like it is suffering from a little bit of Mazak rot. You can see the crazing in the chassis there. And let's hope that's not going to cause any problems. And let's hope that doesn't cause any problems, because I've had this problem before on a locomotive. And it ended up being scrapped. I don't know whether you can see that very well or not, but I've just put a straight edge across the chassis, and the chassis is bent like a banana. So that's the reason why the wheels are locking up, is because the spacing in between the wheels is now far greater than what it was. Also, there are chunks of metal missing from where I've pulled the wheel sets out. Yeah, that's an absolute shame, that is. So yeah, so I have now another locomotive that has suffered from Mazak rot. Absolute shame, that is. It really is. And I'm not too sure as to whether I can get that spring out of that hole either. I would suspect that the Mazak rot's probably what's caused that to stick as well. Yep, so that one is very sadly game over. That is a great shame, it really is. So I'll have to go on a lookout for another chassis. The part number for these is S4275. So yeah, I'll be on the hunt for one of those at the next Model Railway show. Shame that. Right, well this one is to be continued. What I will do is I'll try and find another chassis for this, and let's hope we can put this back together, or even just use this as spare parts. Sadly there's no quick fix to this. This has Mazak rot. This is only going to get worse. So the only thing for this now is to throw it in the bin, sadly. I'm going to try and salvage that spring from it. And yeah, that's it. Shame, real shame, but it does happen. And sometimes, sadly, you don't notice these things until you start taking it apart. But yeah, it's like you can quite clearly see how it's bent downwards here. So yeah, so it is bowing in that direction, which is why we were getting the wheel sets locking up. Right then, well, this one is to be continued, and the rest of this lot will all be very carefully placed into a tub on its own, out of the way, until such time when I can actually find a suitable replacement for it. Right then, that's it for now then. Thank you very much for watching.